Hello everyone, so in today's video we are going to cover ternary operator in React. So it has been introduced in the ES6 module and that is the ECMAScript 6. So it is just simply like the conditional statement that we do have. Let's suppose like we were having before the if and the else statement. So I would like to run through this website and yeah. So basically we were having something called if and we are having some condition over here, and if the condition is true, this code or the logic that is written over here that is being executed, else the logic or the code that has been written in the else condition or outside of the if condition that would be executed. So this how the if and else statement was working in the conditional statement, but with the help of ternary operator we can make this more simpler. So like in this we can just simply have the condition, and if the condition is true then we can write the logic or the code for the like whatever we want to perform in that case, and if the condition is false we can just simply write the logic or the code that we want to perform in that case. And that's how the ternary operator works. So I would like to consider one of the example over here and I would like to go with that one. So let's suppose in this case we are going with the user profile, where if the user like click on the login and it would just simply redirect the user, or like it would just simply change the page from like the login page to something called welcome user, or like welcome the username. So I would just like to go with like the most simple example with this. So in this we have is login, and by the way we are going to cover something called React hooks that has been introduced in the functional component in React 16.8, and I would like to let you know how does this work. So first let me write this and I will let you know on that. So we do have something called is logged in and set is logged in, and we are having, I mean, we are going to use something called use state over here, and this we are initially setting the state as false, and basically we can just simply use the use state. We can just simply import the import use state from React, and this is how we do this. But now what does this use state like does, and how do we use this? So firstly we do have something called array restructuring over here, and in this we are having variable that is the is logged in, and this variable is just simply storing the value that is the true or false. In this case we are storing the boolean value, and then after we have a function that is set is logged in, and this function is being responsible for updating the state like from false to true, to check like whether the user is logged in or not. So let's suppose if the user is logged in, we can just simply set this function that is set is logged in from false to true, and this data would be stored in the is logged in. So we can just simply check like if it's true then the user is logged in, and if it's not then the user isn't logged in. So now let us run through this. So we are having something called return over here. So in this we would first check the is logged in this like we do have something called question mark, and like this just simply check whether the condition is true, then we can write the logic over here. Else if the condition is false we can write the logic over here, and this is just as simple as ternary operator do works. But we would be going with user one, and we would be having a good example by the way. So what we can do, like firstly we would just simply check that is the user is logged in. If it's logged in, then we want to display, let's suppose, some basic information of the user. And let's suppose in this case, it would be something called, we would be using p tag, and we can just simply write welcome and the username, or like let's suppose in this case we have John. And if that is not the condition, that we can just simply go on to the else part, and in this we can have a button over here, and in this button I mean we can just simply write something called login over here, and compile this one. Let us check how does it looks by this time. So we have the login over here, but this isn't performing anything over here, and we need to write the logic for that. So let me, yeah. Now we need to add some function over here, that is on click, and like in this we just simply want to add something like whenever the user click on this function, we want to set the set is logged in from false to true. So in that case, like firstly we are having is logged in as false, then when the user click on this one, this is being set as true by the help of this function that we do have set is logged in, and then after the value is being stored on this is logged in. So when we are checking like is the user logged in, yeah it is because it's true, so we are getting something called welcome John, but initially it's false, so we would be getting something as login. So let us run through this, compile this and work on this. So initially we are getting as login, and when we do click on this one we can get something called welcome John or like welcome the username. And this is how the use state and the ternary operator do work in the React.